Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do do do. Something like that, anyway. Howdy doody. Welcome or welcome back if there's anyone actually here. Needed that and that. Yes, welcome, greeting, salutation, one and none and all. Yeah, it's been a week already. These things do tend to come around rather rapidly. Yeah, so I was going to roll a ciggy, have a pufflet, maybe a bit of a waffle while we wait for people to turn up. If anyone is going to turn up, of course. It's always a thing that happens with live streams. You start them and you think, is anyone actually going to show? Ah, there we go. We've got two lurkamundos. Greeting. Hello. Contestant number 1 and number 2, tell us your names and where you're from. Sorry, blind date. 1980s TV show in the UK. Hosted by Cilla Black. Real name Priscilla White. Yes. Notably imaginative. Oh, just do me flies up. It might be a good idea. There we go. So yeah. Thankfully, things have been mostly back to normal this week. The thing that was a thing at work is over and done with. I have been found completely not guilty of doing anything I shouldn't have done. It was literally put down as workplace banter. Yeah, apparently HR even laughed when they heard the allegations. So, yeah. And the general thing from anyone else who heard about it was, what, him? No. So, yeah, that shows how trumped up that one was. Pardon the use of the word. But then I unfortunately accidentally managed to drop the person who accused me of it into something far nastier, so whoops. And apparently they can't believe that I'd throw them under the bus. Well, you know. What goes around comes around. Goose for the goose good for the gander, all that. The wheels on the bus go round and round. All the various sayings. Yeah. Anyway, so that was that. So that's all done and dusted. I'm starting to get back to health and fitness again. Back off the tablets. Belly's finally sorting itself out. Yeah, I lost a lot of weight in a short period of time. Wasn't good. Anyway, enough about my travails. The spooky season challenge that I set myself to do before horror movie or horror authors diamond paintings is going well. 3 out of the 4 done. Obviously, this is not a horror author. I just needed a change from lots of very dark colours, shall we say? Lots of very dark blacks and blues and that, and men. Let's be honest. uh, you know, nothing against men, but I'm sure the three I've done would never have claimed to be the most attractive men on the planet. Edgar Allan Poe, H.P. Lovecraft, and Stephen King. Um, so we're diamond painting Lucy Wilde at the moment. Um, Lots of white, lots of light coloured fleshy bits, and oh dear, hello devs. Listen, I'm getting ready to sleep. Back to work tomorrow after 2 weeks off. Oh dear, that's going to suck. Big hugs anyway. Yeah, 2 weeks off. Oh dear, it's bad enough going back after a week off. There's enough changes. But I'm sure you all have been missed. Um, and whatever things there are that you do that other people don't do, I'm sure probably haven't been done. You know how it is. Yeah, all the little things that no one else seems to notice. It's the same with me. I'll have a week off, and because well, the week after next time off, half term week, um, I'll come back and the doormat, as it were, will be absolutely minging because it won't have occurred to anyone else to actually sweep it when they sweep the floor. Although they'll just have waved the broom at it rather than give it a good scrub. Howdy, Sammy. Good to see you, my friend. Um, yeah, I mean, I've had last several weekends off, but it was most noted last weekend that because I wasn't there, the tote delivery didn't get done on time. I normally get it all done on a Friday. They finished it off on the Sunday last week. It was like, oh yeah, he is that quick. You know, that's the way these things go. Um, what else have I been up to this week? I say mostly trying to catch up on sleep and deal with the fact that we're very short staffed at work at the moment. Although there's not a lot I can do about it because most of the short staffing is on the management team. We've we got well, we got two off sick and one's been off holiday and another one's back and forth to the hospital or something. So it's Lucy Wilde, Sam. You know who she is. You might know her better by her nom de plume of Busty Buffy. She is an actress. Is or was. I don't know if she's still active, as it were. I think she might have retired. But yeah, that hence there's nothing actually on show, but I'm covering up the bottom half of the picture for just in case people get upset at the sight of a bit of cleavage. I say a bit of cleavage, is a heck of a lot of cleavage, but no, Lucy Wilde, Lucie, No, not Xena. Oh, pardon me. Hang on, I'll stick it in the chat and then you can Google it. Yes, I shares how old I am. I still want to say Czechoslovakian, but it's not Czechoslovakian, is it? Because it's Czech Republic and Slovakia these days. So, a Czech actress. Known for some particular charms. Yeah, I just needed something a bit lighter in both colour and context and tone and everything. Yeah, after the last couple of weeks, so it took a week from me hearing that I'd been accused of something to actually getting the meeting where I found out what I'd been accused of and got a chance to defend myself. And then it was a week after that before I got to find out the outcome. So yeah, I lost a lot of weight in a very short period of time. Starting to put it all back on again though, thankfully. I mean, I say thankfully, I could do with keeping the weight off, but that wasn't healthy weight loss. That was me being empty. Yeah, I basically had a fortnight or 2 weeks where I couldn't really eat or sleep, and anything I put in came pretty much straight back out again. So yay. Yeah, I lost 20 pounds in 2 weeks. Which is what, 9 kilo, something like that. On the upside, it meant my feet didn't hurt when I finished a shift at work, but that was it. Yeah, you're intentionally fasting. No, she's not related to Olivia Wilde. I did a 72 and 48-hour fast not too long ago, intermittently fast every day. Well, we all intermittently fast. It's called the time between meals and when we're asleep. Yeah, I'm not clicking on the link. Yeah, I'll turn this bit up. Knock all the diamonds everywhere. You'll be able to see the face better. Her. Well, I stop eating at 2 a.m. and start eating at 2 a.m. and stop eating at 6 a.m. Oh, my mother. The son of a goat. I said, you do what works for you, sir. Those times in the morning about all that's going into my body will be energy drinks and cigarettes. That's because I've woken up at stupid o'clock again. Generally, I only have one meal a day, but which will be sort of an early lunch, as it will, or brunch. That's my main meal. I'll have a snack when I get home from work usually, but that's about it. Um, but then the rest of the day I am drinking cola, so it's not like I'm cutting the calories. And just replacing most of them with sugar. Because I like to be healthy like that. It's a low fat diet. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. Don't eat constantly, got my 2 meals. Insurance isn't covering diet medication anymore, so I've got to make lifestyle changes. Yeah, to be fair, I'd rather just eat less and move more than take tablets for it or whatever. But oh, what's it like? Is it Ozempic? Is that the one? The one that we're still waiting on the trials to see what it actually does long term. Is it going to be like all the other diet pills, or they find out, yeah, it makes you lose weight, but long term it will destroy your digestive system or something? But whatever the ones that you get from the doctors when they're like, no, you have to lose weight. Um, the ones that basically make any fat you eat come straight out the other end at kind of speeds that the Starship Enterprise would be proud of. And looking like something you might find floating around the Exxon Valdez, shall we say. Well, speaking of which, been on it for years, got a full lab set done. There's a different problem. I found no problem with my stomach. Um, this is what winning feels like, thank you, Trumpy boy. Yeah, Trump or thin skin. The Trumpenführer. I mean, he's got to be going down as one of the most protested people ever in America. So you can put wipe on, we can't keep up. Got a thyroid problem, perhaps? He says. That's one of those things that can happen. An underactive thyroid can make you gain weight or not lose weight. I mean, some people are just bigger than others. It's just genetics. It's like if I get down to the weight I'm supposed to be, yeah, right, which is apparently about 11 and a half, 12 stone, whatever that is in pounds, just times it by 14. If I get down to that, I look like a skeleton, just way too thin. Because I've done it. Wouldn't recommend it. And it's not like I had some sudden burst of energy and felt amazing or anything either. I just, you know, didn't have the muscle mass, didn't have the reserves. So anytime I got anything slightly wrong, it hit me like a truck. So yeah, I was went, you know what? I'm just going to try and keep my weight at a roughly sensible level and just stick with it. What's one of the No Kings? You're 11 stone right now. Yeah, so 11 times 14, that's 140, 154 pounds. Yeah, the No Kings protest certainly seems to have been popular. Just got to lay flat, lay flat. 155, so what's that? Yeah, around about 11. So yeah, you definitely. So unless you're about 5 foot tall, which you're not, you don't need to lose weight. Yeah, they make these especially if they're basing it on BMI, because everyone knows BMI is an absolute bunch of BS. Because what might be a healthy BMI for someone who sits in an office and sits at a desk all day is a completely different number to what would be suitable for someone who does, I'm going to say, manual work. You know, I wouldn't class what I do manual work. There's a bit of lifting and shifting involved, but mostly it's just standing up and walking around, which compared to an office is physical work. Yeah, I noticed Deb's not saying how much she weighs. Don't worry, we won't ask you. According to my BMI, I'm just shy of being overweight, but I'm pretty thin even, I think so. Yeah, BMI is just absolute, well, we're far enough in for me to swear, absolute bollocks. It's literally just here's a height, here's a weight, you need to be on this line. But no, that's not how the human body works, I'm afraid. And there's, I mean, I'm not like what you'd call Captain Super Fit, but I've got a decent amount of muscle mass on me as well. And muscle is a lot denser than fat is. I suspect the same with you. It doesn't have to be all veins are popping. You know, gym bro muscle, just general living life muscle. I mean, I know for a fact that there are people, well, because I've worked with them, people who are less than half my age who do gym. They consider themselves fit and healthy and what have you, and they can't bloody keep up with me. keep having to stop and take a break, or God, the worst one was one who kept taking energy gels. It's like, dude, just eat something proper. No, these are really good. These are blah blah blah. Got this, and this, and I'm like, yeah, you're having them. You're running out of energy. I'm drinking Coke and eating a sausage, bacon, and egg sandwich, and I'm fine. Which one do you think's got it right? The scientists or the people who've been studying super fit sports peoples, or people who've, just been living? I'm sure there were three in there. Everyone's gone flying. Yeah. That's one of these things people seem to have forgotten how to do these days. People got so used to like having a Fitbit or whatever they want to call it. The thing that measures their heart rate and their calories burnt and their sleep and God knows what else. That they've forgotten forgotten how to listen to their own body and what their body's actually telling them. Oh, my watch tells me I need 7 hours and 53 minutes of sleep tonight. Right, okay, well, just go to bed, and when you wake up, you wake up. That's generally when you had enough sleep. Unless, like me, you're just getting old and you wake up at like 2 in the morning because you need to pee. Someone actually said to me once about when I do the long bike rides, and how do you keep track of everything? How do you know when you need to take a break or when you need to refuel or what you need to take in? And my body tells me. I get tired. It's like, I need a rest. Or, I appear to be running out of energy. I will have something to eat and drink. My thighs are burning. Maybe I should take it a bit steadier on the hills. That kind of basic thing that you shouldn't need a computer to tell you what to do. You should just know these things. But people don't these days. And it's not just the young uns. I'm not saying it is just young people. It's not. There's people my age who do it as well. And it's like, you should know better. And then you get everything automated. I'm not saying it's amazing exercise or whatever, but if you're just sticking the dishes in the dishwasher, you're not doing as much exercise as you would if you washed them by hand. If you've got smart things in your home and you're using your phone to control them all, or even worse, voice control, then you're not actively getting up to turn the light off or on, or it's all little things like these that are actually exercise. You know, it's one reason I don't get my food delivered. I'd go and get it myself. Well, one, it's cheaper because you don't have to pay a delivery charge, and two, you get exercise. And you get out of the house, and you get some fresh air, and you meet people, and you know. And then if you're like me and you've gone shopping and you've bought several large bottles of Coke and 4 packs of energy drink, it's quite a bit of weight to be carrying home in a rucksack. But yeah, that's pretty much my take on these things these days. Typical grumpy Gen Xer. Yeah. Doesn't take anything for what the people trying to sell it to you try and say. Yeah. The old don't believe the salesman, because their job is to sell you something. And they will tell you what they think they need to tell you to sell you it. One of my general things is refusing to buy anything that has an app. No, why does it need an app? Can't you just build that into the machine itself that you want me to buy? Like the smart lights or light bulbs. Oh yeah, because you just use your phone to control them. I'm like, yeah, there's a reason light switches are where they are. There's a reason light switches are located in certain places in a house, usually by the doorways, right? So when you enter a room, you can go click and turn the light on. And when you leave the room, you go click and turn the light off again, rather than having to go around the house and take your bloody phone with you to do it. I mean, are people that scared of the dark they need to turn the light on in the next room before they go in it? I don't know. Seems fairly pointless to me. I did have an amusing one the other day. We had a customer bought a water-saving shower hose and head. Right? So it's basically just a hose and a squirty thing. Right? There's no technology built into this. There's no batteries. It doesn't plug into anything. Just the hose and the head. And they bought it back because they were complaining that it didn't put out as much water as their old one did. So they bought the water-saving ones to lower their water bill, thinking it would produce the same amount of drizzle on their head as the one that wasn't water-saving. Yeah, that was fun to explain. So yes, the reason it saves water is because the pipe is narrower. That's it. Yeah. And actually, because I don't do showers, I do baths because I'd rather sit down or lay down than stand up when I'm trying to relax and chill out. Um, why do people seemingly want a shower that basically just deluges them? Different like jet types and God knows what going on. It's just water. It just comes out and goes on your head and then runs down your body and you shampoo your hair and then you wash your body and then you dry yourself and you get out. And the only thing I can think of for wanting that is for ladies who are using the shower for, shall we say, different purposes. Um, yeah, other than that, I can't see any actual reason why you would want different settings. So, it's for washing you. Well, it's like the whole, but it's better. No, it's not. Sorry. And plus, I hate getting my face wet, so that's another reason I don't do showers. Oh no, you're going. But if you don't like getting your face wet, how do you wash your hair? If you're not having a shower, how do you wash your hair, Sharpie? Well, I just lean back in the bath and dunk my head. It's surprisingly easy. You just dunk your head, but keep your face out of the water. Oh, pardon me. That was a good one. So 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't have dared do that. Chances are anything I'd just eaten or drunk would have come back up to say hello again. Yeah. Come on, someone, find me a topic I can waffle about that's not going to just have me ranting like a grumpy old man. I mean, I know I'm a grumpy old man, but still. Let's see if we can find something more light-hearted, shall we? I would say I'd start talking about some of the things I've been watching on YouTube this week, but yeah, it's been a lot of sort of true crime and folklore and horror stories and that kind of stuff. So not exactly light and fluffy. Um, what's been going on in the world? Looks like Donald might be talking the United States out of holding the World Cup. him saying he's going to move the matches if he thinks the place they are isn't safe. Which you read into that what you will. No, it's not that it's not safe. It's just that they don't vote for you. Yay! That's all of the whites done for a while at least. There's not too many left over in that corner. That is one heck of a block of all the same colour. Wanted to get it out of the way though, so we have 14. Come on, there's 3 of you there. Someone's got to have something on their mind or they want to chat about. Anyone doing anything interesting for All Hallows Eve or Walpurgis Night? Or Walpurgisnacht, which I guess is the original pronunciation, as it's likely German in origin. Anyone going on any ghost tours or anything like that? Or just staying at home and keeping the door shut? Well, I was watching Motul Petit Le Mans. Quite why it has to have a sponsor name, I don't know. 10-hour endurance race around Road Atlanta. Anyway, that's by the by, because it's the last race of the season and it's in October. I decided they were going to sort of get into the spirit a bit. So some of the marshals' posts had carved pumpkins. The 2 character cars changed their livery. So you have the Porsche number 77, which is usually Rexy the dinosaur, green with T-Rex face and arms and legs on the side. That was done in a skeleton. And the same with Spike the Dragon, the LMP2 car. But yeah, I saw the most horrifying pumpkin. It had been carved with the check engine light. I was like, yeah, that's probably scared more people than any spooky face on a pumpkin ever has. I mean, great sense of humor as well, obviously, but yeah. It did tickle me rather. Yes, we're coming to the end of the endurance motor racing season. IMSA's done European Le Mans Series. Last race was last week. No, this week. Actually, this morning, I think. And there's one more WEC or World Endurance Championship race left. Then what am I going to watch? God, dear. I'd start watching all the other series as well. Actually, I joke because it'll be the Asian Le Mans series fairly soon, and IMSA starts up pretty early with 24 hours of Daytona. So yeah, I'll be fairly occupied with those, I would think. Right, now, do I continue on, or do I take a break from this? Oh, beep beep. Give me some kind of massage come through on my phone. Oh dear. Everyone is definitely doing the lurkies today. All three of you. I'm sure one of these days it'll pick up a bit. Although I'm pretty sure I probably wouldn't be overly welcomed into any diamond painting groups. Given the general subject matter that most people tend to choose anyway. I really can't see me doing the whole cutesy thing. Yes. Yeah. That really isn't me, is it? Cutesy characters and such. Well, so my generalised plan here was to get all the background done and then do her head and neck. But I think I'm just going to carry on dabbing away and see where we get to. Well, until I decide I need a ciggy, and then we'll stop and have a think. Unless someone's got anything, though, as I say. You can put things in the chat, you know. Otherwise, I am basically just sitting here talking to myself, which usually leads to some rather strange or frowned upon subject matter. Oh, yes. Didn't see Mary today. She's got a nasty cold at the moment, and with me still kind of recovering from the problems I've had, we decided it probably better. As I said, neither of us wants to be ill on our week off, so give her an extra day of rest, keep me away from it. And then hopefully get this week out of the way, and then I can relax. Just have a good flumpy, quiet week off. Spend some time out in the garden, pulling weeds and everything else that needs pulling out. Plenty of time sat up here. Yeah, I've literally got no plans whatsoever to do anything, which is the best kind of holiday. It actually feels like quite a while since I last had a week off. Given how the last few weeks have been as well, I really could use it. I believe that is all of those. Do we do the sixes? Yeah. So yes, what else have I got I can waffle on about if nobody else wants to waffle? Trying to steer away from politics or religion. Actually, that's safe enough. Yeah, something I have been watching this week is some, I say, stories, folklore, history kind of stuff on the Appalachians. That's definitely an interesting place. Not sure if it's the kind of place I'd like to visit or not. I think probably be better not to. I get the feeling there's a lot of banjo gets played in those parts. If you catch my drift. Oh, get out. So yeah, if anyone's got any interesting tales or things I can look up about that. Aside from the fact that no one seems to know how it's pronounced. Yeah, Appalachia, Appalachia, Appalachian, Appalachian. It's probably actually Appalachian. Yes, definitely lots of weird and wonderful stories and folklore coming out of that region. Um, Definitely one of those places has been sort of left behind, as it were. Sort of, kind of like America's equivalent of those lost tribes you hear about. So deep in the jungle or on an island that nobody else ever goes to. Well, the islands that a few people go to and usually don't come back from. Because they usually try to convert the locals to, well, usually Christianity, because there'll be a missionary, and then they get all confused when they go, no, we don't want your religion, we have our own, thank you very much. And part of it means that outsiders end up in the cook pot. There's that island off the coast of India, isn't there, where it's basically the government have gone, no, nobody go there. We're going to make it illegal for people to visit this island because anyone who does ends up getting killed. Oh no, I'm probably not supposed to say that word, am I? Whoops. Unalived. Exsanguinated. God, I hate that. I get bleeping out the swear words, I do, but when you're trying to watch a true crime podcast or video or whatever, and they're searching for more and more creative ways to say things without saying something that they think might offend advertisers or YouTube, and you're like, really? You can't say Hitler. You can't say his name. Well, how do you do a video about World War II Germany then, or 1930s? You can't say certain names like that. You kind of need to say them. Otherwise, it gets like, oh, what's that game? That game you play where you've got to describe something, but you're not allowed to say the name of it. TV show was called Give Us a Clue, I believe. Charades. So you got to guess something, but you can't. Yeah. No, these words are not offensive. When used in the correct context, they are the correct words to use. And by not using the correct words, what you're actually doing is, well, especially if we're talking crude crime, you're dishonouring the victims. I mean, let's be honest, right? If you are a sensitive sort and you don't like hearing about these things, things that aren't nice and warm and fluffy and sweet, are you going to be watching that kind of content? I mean, I would like to think common sense would dictate no. Um, but, oh no, you should watch this guy. He's really good. He plays Fortnite. So you just give me all the reason I need to not watch that content. Thank you. So it happens every so often where some apparently huge YouTuber with millions of subs either quits or does something dumb. And I eventually find out about it. I'm like, who? Never heard of them. It's like when they have the celebrity shows now, like I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, or Dancing with the Imbeciles, or whatever they're called. I ain't got a clue who these days, probably more than half of them actually are. I'm like, what? Not a clue, mate. Oh, you're a musician. What band you in? Oh, you're not. You're solo. Okay. Well, what have you done? I might have heard of. No, not heard of that. No, not heard of that. No. Sorry, I ain't got a clue. Hell. Well, I have sat and tried to watch some massively popular YouTubers' stuff. I usually just find it annoying. Well, then they probably wouldn't be able to stand watching or listening to me waffle on about random tripe for 2 hours. So, touche. Ooh, well, hit the hour mark. These is done, and then maybe like 3. 1, 2, 3. Here's the magic number. And we'll take a shiggy break. There we go. Have a swig and a cig. Like this. You can't do that. Not on. Oh no. Why? There's no advertising going on. I'm not saying it's good or healthy or anything. The only thing that might possibly maybe be construed as advertising is the brand name of the cigarette papers, but that's only if it flashed up on screen there for a millisecond. And then it's a brand that, like Hoover or, oh God, I'm trying to think of another thing where you call a thing by a brand name. Yeah. Yeah, people don't say a pack of cigarette papers, they say a pack of and then the brand name. Ooh. Yeah, getting older. Might have to start wearing tighty whities soon. Yeah, especially for cycling. There's certain bits that are getting sat on rather more often than I would like. It's not just the ladies that as they get older, certain body parts get lower. Gravity is a cruel mistress. Yeah, there's the proof why you shouldn't do this. Oh yeah, I'm going to need 2 weeks off work and a chest X-ray. Joke. Actually, an in-joke from work. God, more hair falling out. So yes. So once Lucy's done, which ain't going to take long because I've only got that bit left to do. Probably get that done either probably tomorrow actually. Then I will get on to Alistair Crowley, whichever way you want to pronounce it. Crowley is correct, but and that should be the rest of this week, and then I've got to say the week off. So I might do another diamond painting. I might start a paint by numbers, or I might do a paper model, or I don't know. We'll figure it out when I get there. Might actually get round to finishing off Athena. Actually, yeah, I think I will. We'll get her finished. Maybe do another figure, see how I feel. Might just take a break entirely from diamond painting for a week or two. Hey, there's worse things to be doing. We're gradually losing everyone. Have I read any Chuck Palahniuk? Not that I recall. Possibly years ago, but certainly not recently. Probably seen the movies, and I've seen the movie of Fight Club. Yeah. Um, so when it comes to literature, I know what I like and I stick to it. Um, I like horror, basically. Used to enjoy reading the older Black Library books by Games Workshop. Some of them are quite good. for a quick read where you just take your brain out. But mostly, but called snuff, I'd probably. Yeah, it's mostly more sort of existential, cosmic horror, dread kind of stuff I prefer reading. Hence why I've done Edgar Allan Poe and H.P. Lovecraft. Might have to see if I can find a decent picture of Clark Ashton Smith and Robert Bloch. There's probably a couple of others as well. Although, actually, I'm a week off, I might start one of the big diamond paintings. Might have a go at one of the 40x70s, which is basically 2.5 times the size of this. This is what in inches. And it will be basically 28 by 28 by 16, based around 100. Ah. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I'd probably rather watch the movie of. Not that I find them particularly interesting to watch. Oh, look, yeah, let's see if they it's one of those where they put a twist in the end. The twist that I normally figure out very quickly. Yeah, go back to The Sixth Sense. Where everyone's like, oh, wow, you got to watch it. There's this amazing twist at the end. You'll never see it. Oh, it's amazing. I was sitting there watching it, waiting for the twist to happen, and it didn't. Apparently, I wasn't supposed to figure out by about 10-15 minutes in that Bruce Willis's character was dead. That's probably just me, though. What other ones were there? Yeah, generally, if there's anything that's got a twist, I've usually figured it out. And we're back to crinkly plastic noises. Yay! What else we got? But yeah, so when it comes to authors, I do like a good heavy prose. I'm not a when you wonder what she was going to end up banging his mum, it wasn't a son she had. So we're back with the strap-ons. I've done some H's recently. Where did I put them? Where did I put them? Shadow, are you hiding drills from me again? So that is also one of the problems of the stuff I enjoy. Basically, AI really struggles to read it. So a lot of the audio books, as it were, on YouTube are now AI voices, which means they sound really bad. That's just AI read stuff in general sounds bad. And AI written stuff is even worse. My God, that's horrific to listen to. You think, oh, that sounds interesting. I'll give that a listen. Then 5 minutes in, you're like, no, it's already pronounced the character's name 3 different ways because it's not smart enough to figure out that it's just said the same word. Although I might have to see if I can find one based on Norfolk stuff. Yeah. It's bad enough when people outside of Norfolk start trying to pronounce it. But AI hasn't got a bloody chance of speaking Norfolk. It's certainly not doing a Norfolk accent. I mean, yes, technically I do have a Norfolk accent. It's gradually turning that way. But it's not broad Norfolk. It's not proper Norfolk or proper Norfolk. I'll pronounce things, certain words in the Norfolk way because it's just easier. Like a hose becomes an us. A road becomes a rud. Yeah, just the general Norfolkisms. And to be honest, as I say, most humans that aren't native Norfolkers or have lived here a long time can't pronounce these things, so can't really blame an AI for not being able to. It's one of those things where maybe people shouldn't try and get it to. I could guarantee if I tried watching an AI read video on Black Shuck, they would get the place names completely wrong. Bungie always gets butchered. People always pronounce that Bungay. No, it's Bungie. Why has it got an A in it? Because it does. And there's the Norfolk version of his name. Black Shuck, the Black Dog of Death. Hellhound. Vicious, evil, blah, blah, whatever. Well, the Norfolk name for him is Snarlygaster. Which, sounds a lot less threatening. Until you realise where it comes from. Ghast, Ghast, which is where the Ghast comes from. Here's a different version of Geist, which means ghost. And snarly, well, that was fairly self-explanatory. So whereas poltergeist is noisy ghost, snarlygaster is snarling ghost. I can never remember what the name of the second church was that he visited. Bungie and I don't think it was Walsingham. I haven't bought a gadge up, so I can't do a quick double check. Reasoning for that is I don't want stuff randomly going beep in the middle of my stream. So generally when I'm up here, I don't have anything electronic with me either. Laptop will be up here, but it won't be turned on. Well, not generally anyway. It has been a couple of times this week. Well, not necessarily this week, last couple of weeks, just to take my mind off things. So it doesn't dwell on what's been going on. Why are you rumbling, stomach? You're not hungry. What else? So yeah, at some point I will get round to doing a video on Norfolk pronunciations of place names and things. And even something as simple as Great Yarmouth, which I suppose could be pronounced Great Yarmouth. I mean, Yarmouth would actually be kind of accurate because it is the mouth of the River Yare. So originally it would have been called Yarmouth or Yarmouth. And it has two mouths, so they're, or it did have, so back then it would have been Great Yarmouth and Lesser or Little Yarmouth, or just Yarmouth. But the Norfolk pronunciation, or the broad Norfolk pronunciation, is something closer to Yarmouth. It's another good one is Aylsham. Regularly hear that called either Aylsham or Aylsham or Aylsham. No, it's not related to the alcoholic drink, Baby Sham. I mean, there is the old joke about how Saxlingham Nethergate got its name, which is that someone asked a farmer where they should put the sacks, and he said, "Sacks, Slingham Nethergate." And yes, that is a joke, but it's one of those jokes that, given Norfolk, there's probably some truth in it. It's one of those bits of the country that people either tend to forget about or just completely ignore, which we like. Just let us get on with it. We're quite happy. Slower pace of life. Don't you come up here from London trying to speed things up. There's even an entire saying for that. And it's on some of the street signs around villages. Go ye steady, boy. Yeah, it means slow down. So it's not a peculiarly Norfolk phenomenon. I mean, every county will have its own accent, its own pronunciations for place names that seem pretty alien to those outside of it. There's the obvious and common ones that all Brits basically know. Like Frome is not pronounced Frome, it's pronounced Froome. The other ones all seem so obvious to me that they don't even occur. I did see an American was visiting the country and they were talking about a place they went called Bicester. I'm like, Bicester? What? I've never heard of that. Oh, you mean Bicester? Yeah. Oop, oh, mate. Yes, what else? Preparations for Mary's 50th birthday in December are going ahead. No, there won't be a party or anything. It's just she doesn't know what she wants for her birthday and refuses to come up with anything, going, no, no, don't buy me, you know I don't need anything, and I'm not dumb enough to fall for that. I know she means it, and she doesn't want me to waste my money, but no, to me, it's not what I'd call a waste of money buying Mary presents. And yes, there's the odd silly little thing amongst it, but you know. Oh, and if anyone's actually still here, we've got a couple of people still here. So, as you may have heard, Mary's daughter Nadine got engaged to be married on holiday. So her and her, God, this sounds weird, fiance are now house hunting. So I guess I'm going to be buying them a sort of basic homeowner's toolkit for Christmas. If only I worked somewhere where I could pick up a basic homeowner's toolkit easily. Oh yeah, I do. I'll have to make sure to let them know that if there is anything they need, to save themselves a couple of quid and just holler me first. I'll see what I can wangle. If nothing else, I can buy it with my staff discount, and then they pay me back for it, or pay me first, and then I'll buy it. I'm not saying I don't trust them, because I do, but of course I am. They make more bloody money than I do. But, you know, it's one of those things when you start out, you think you know what you're going to need, then you move in, and there's suddenly a whole bunch of stuff you didn't think about, like light bulbs or curtain rails, curtains even. They're not cheap these days, and it's not something you just buy a standard pair of curtains, because as is usual, UK windows, doors, etc. aren't all the standard size. And new builds might be closer, but again, that will change over the years. And it's whether people want curtains that drop below the window, stop at the bottom of the window, are inside the window frame, you know, so they hang down to the windowsill rather than below it. You know, all different tastes and types. So yeah, going to be lots of advice needed, I think. Main and first one is, don't buy somewhere in low-lying ground or at the bottom of a hill, or on a road named something like Watermeadow Way. Or there's a lovely pond just outside. It'll be very pretty, but yeah, no, that's for flood abatement purposes. That's the reason they built that. What that tells you is that the land doesn't drain very well, because it was on a flood meadow. But the new builds close to where I work, they were building them when Storm Babette hit a couple of years ago, whenever that was. Might be 3 or 4 years ago by now, Christ. And you know, they built a sort of little pool there to take the water from any heavy rain. And then Storm Babette hit, which, yeah, I know we had a lot of rain all at once, but it's not that rare in the UK for it to rain. No, it's kind of known for the rain. And yeah, the very next week they were making that pond 3-4 times the size, because the site got completely flooded out. And we had some of the workers, obviously, we're a hardware store. We sold the kind of stuff you used to make houses with, or repair them, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, some of the workers were coming into the store and oh, we can't believe it flooded that much. God, And I'm like, well, there's a good reason no one's ever built on that land. There's a good reason there's already a large drain pond in the next piece of land over. Oh, why is that? Well, because, it floods every time it rains because it's a water meadow. Didn't know that. Well, kind of obvious. It's the lowest lying bit of land around, and it's been there thousands of years, and no one's built on it. You just look at the old maps, and it's not had houses on it or anything on it, apart from maybe the odd sort of horse shack. Ever. But yeah, there's a reason people don't build on land like that. It's because it floods. It was the same at the other end of town when they built the houses on the floodplains down there. And then everyone wondered why their new houses were flooding. Like, yeah, it's because they're built on the water meadow, mate. When the planning permission sign was in and it did rain heavily, well, the planning permission sign was underwater. I'm not joking. And it's also, well, you see, what happened there was, it was already a floodplain for basically that entire side of Attleborough, pretty much from here down, which is what, about 3/4 of a mile is downhill all the way there. So it used to flood anyway. Then they dualed and raised the A11, the main road that runs past the town. And what that did was it stopped all that rainwater from running into the river that is, well, the stream, river. Yeah. Technically, it's the river, it's the head of the Thet. But yeah, it stopped all that rainwater from, what, a mile by half a mile? Stopped it from getting to the river. And that tiny little ditch they built don't work for toffee, because they may have dug it, but they've not like cleaned it out every year. So yeah, I still find it amazing how people don't realise these things. How do you not know? How is this not obvious to you? And when they're calling the roads things like Watercress Drive, there's a good clue there. We missed one over here. And there's a couple more G's over there as well, so we'll get them. One, two, three. Most of what's in the hair now is all ones. Oh, hour and 3/4 already. Yeah, thanks. Ba, 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 Is that all of them? Yep. Some sixes and some would it be a better idea to start getting the odd ones around there? Probably. Don't shut it, 'cause you'll forget what number they were. Ooh. Yeah. Off tomorrow, so that will be get all the water changes done. As I've been working Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And once they're done, I will be quite possibly finishing this off. Did also film a couple of more videos Friday, so there's one showing the various diamond paintings and whatever I've been working on lately, or finished lately. One putting the garden ready for winter. And I'll have to do some research and do one on the origins of Halloween and Samhain and all that. Come on. I've got to do something horror-y and spooky for actual Halloween, haven't I, really? I can't just ignore it. So, whether that be some kind of researched waffle about the origins of these things, or just reading a ghost story or something, I don't know. We'll find out how I feel sooner or closer to the time. Because I might just go, oh, Christ, it's day before Halloween. What can I do? What can I do? Quick, read a ghost story. You know, because I'm super organised. If you're wondering why I'm keeps chopping and changing between colours, what I'm trying to do is get all the odd ones and the ones I've missed and etc. etc. So I then just got the one colour to do. And that'll, well, get the hair done. And then I can do the flippy upside down and work that way. I seem to keep going further and further that way. Never mind. It's all got to be dabbed at some point. There's no right or wrong way. despite what some might say. But you have to do it this way because this is how I do it. Well, no, actually you don't. As long as you're sticking the right colours in the right places, the right way up, you'll get there in the end. There are some people who like to do all of one colour and then move on to the next colour. That's not for me. And it might be okay if you've got a picture that is just colour blocks. So if you're doing something cartoony, maybe, just big solid colour blocks, then yeah, do one colour and then move on to the next. But something like this, which I mean, this isn't what I'd consider confetti, but you know, there's multiple shades of the same kind of colours mixed together. You're going to miss loads. And just, well, you're either going to spend hours and hours trying to find them all, or you're going to miss them and say, you know what, F it. Or just keep having to go back and change colour every 5 seconds. So I mean, usually I'll do it in rows of 10. I've just kind of lost the plot lately, so I'm just kind of doing it random, but so they're going down, and that's the important thing. Just 12. The problem is I keep going further and further that way, which means I've got more and more where I'll keep this. Phone's about to die. Oh, stick it on charger, Sammy boy. There are another couple of people here. They're just lurking. I think it's probably Deb's fallen asleep. And probably a YouTube bot checking I don't do anything I shouldn't do. Pardon me. Oh, that feels better. Right, bigger it. I'm going to do the just lurking. You're not dozed off then. Just realised that sticking all them bags there means the camera is focusing there, not up here. A bit silly of me, wasn't it? No. Well, it was probably safer because then you can't see what I'm actually doing. Which, although I've got the lower half of her covered, as I said, you can't see anything. She's wearing a bra, and it's not even lacy. But some people do get quite upset about things like that. And it's just easier to cover it up. Although, as I'm guessing, it is just down the bot here. There's probably nobody actually wants to see what's at the bottom anyway, so I won't have to do a reveal. Although she will be, might put her on the stairs. More likely, I might hang her up on the wall in here when I'm done. Kind of. At least keep the ones on the stairs or downstairs that are visible a bit more sort of artistic, shall we say. I mean, yeah. Not that I get loads of visitors or anyone who's going to be offended by the sight of a bit of cleavage, but you know. So it's one thing having a bit of nudity on the wall in the man cave, where people are here to. But I presume people who are watching videos from the cave are watching them because they want to see artsy type, crafty type stuff, and you know, therefore that might be part of it. Whereas if it's something that's being filmed downstairs, it's likely going to be a fish video, and people who are watching fish videos probably don't want to see buxom young ladies in their underwear. Anywho, my time is up though, so to those who have stuck with me for the basically 2 hours of complete random waffle that's been going on, thank you very much. If you're watching on the replay crew, hi. Like, comment, subscribe, notification bell. What's the other one they call it now? There's another thing you can do that is basically like a like but different. Yeah, I can't remember it. But yeah, thank you very much. Stay safe. Have fun. Peace out. Rock on. Bye bye. Sunday shop the doo 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 doo. Sunday shop the doo 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 doo. Sunday shop the doo 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 doo. Mondays suck the doo 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 doo. Mondays suck.